Xander Clements from the USA joins me up here in commentary. Xander, Luca was faultless all weekend, and he certainly deserved that victory.
Yeah, that one was much more of a scientific or textbook final from what we've seen. Luca Bosco was just phenomenal. Obviously, starting from the pole, we knew he was going to be fast coming in. However, Luca Bosco simply turned heads and impressed every single time he went on track this weekend. He dominated throughout his heats. That's what put him on the pole, and he simply dominated the final. A well-deserved win, and while it's not the exact fireworks that we saw the Senior Rok Final, I'm sure we're going to get something pretty close here with the drivers making their way onto the racetrack. Our Mini Rockers have been the star of the show year after year after year. Over 160 of them entered into the 2017 Rok Cup International Final. And now we are looking at our pole sitter, the driver from Italy. From here, Paolo Gallo will start on the pole for the Mini Rok category. Nikita Bedrin will start right behind him in the third spot. Brando Boder, another Italian. Bedrin, the Russian, but back to Italy here as we move to row 3. Row number 4 on the inside finds Alfio Spina. Alfio Spina, the Italian, aboard the CRG. Then we get to the first of the Americans who had a fantastic last lap pass today. Flipper Zilish will start on the inside of row number 5. Connor Zilish in the 654 Energy. Behind him in row number 6, the Irishman, Alex Dunn, is going to start right behind Zilish. He makes up the inside lane of row number 6. Row 7 finds the kid from down under who has been stunning in some of his heat races. He will be on the move. James Wharton aboard the Shamrock cart. Then in the number 512, hailing from Italy here, home turf for Andrea Barbieri. Row number 9 will find another Italian, Rocco Mazzola, the top cart driver. Then to the edge of the top 20, just barely inside, we will find Italian Matteo De Paolo, starting just behind Mazzola. Into row number 11 as we get towards the back end of the grid, Alexandru Iancu, the Romanian, here at the Rok Cup International Final, one of the few entered in the category. He makes it to the A main, and behind him, Andrea Filafero will start on the inside of row number 12. Row 13, Enzo Trulli will start there. He's in full focus mode, as you can see now. We go to the next driver as well who's honing in. That is Piotr Protasiewicz, the Polish driver who has been a front runner in the heat races. Keep an eye on Protasiewicz. The Polish pilot will be making his way forward. Kamil Grabowski starts right behind him, another Polish driver. And then we get another Italian here just towards the very end. Francesco Polito will start right in the 31st spot. Starting 33rd, it will be Saud Variarwa, just barely making the cut, the South African, on his way forward. Moving to his outside, starting shotgun on your field, the American, Ashke Boira, will be starting 34th here in the A final. Now moving to 32nd, it will be Kawanda Makoena, the South African driver, P32, P30 actually, and then it will be Miron Pingasov, the Russian. He will start right behind his fellow countryman, Maximilian Popov. Ahead of that Russian, it will be a Chilean, Christian Bastrian, who's had some speed throughout the heats. He will be trying to hunt forward for sure. Andrea Antonelli, the Italian, starts just ahead of Bastrian on the grid. Federico Rossi, another Italian driver, starting just behind. And as the drivers get the command to fire engines, we look back up to the front of the grid. Paolo Gallo and Timoteus Kaczorzik are going to be leading your field to the green as the outlap begins. Nikita Bedrin, we saw. Jacopo Jimenez starts on row number 2. Row 3, Brando Bador and Karol Paszewicz. Row 4, Alfio Spina, Alessandro Senadese. And again, row 5, Connor Zilish and Filippo Croccolino, the Italian, starting P10. Ian, this one should be fun.
Absolutely, Xander. We're ready for this, a 12-lap shootout. The Mini Rok Final. Gallo, the fastest qualifier, will start this one on pole position. Lead the field around. It'll be up to him to dictate the pace. Timoteusz Hutacic in the 5.73. Nikita Bedrin, the racing Russian, in 5.16. This kid is a star. May well become the first ever Russian World Cup racing champion one day, and he may well take out the Mini Rok title here this afternoon. Last year's winner, Federico Cecchi, in the mini category. Racing juniors, just finished 10th in the junior race. Here is Gallo, 555 to the right of your screen, 5.73 to the left. Huhacic. Bosco was third last year, and he just won the junior final. We are ready to rock for the final time this afternoon, the 2017 Mini Rok Final. 12 laps, 14.4 kilometres around this amazing South Garda complex. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. This will be racing dynamite here on the bitumen in northern Italy. Gallo, the Italian, versus Huhacic, the Polish driver. Bedrin, the Russian. Jimenez on the outside of the second row. Brando Badoer, also 5.08. We get ready for the start. They come up to the line. And we go green. Huhacic, the Polish, missed the start badly. Bedrin immediately rockets into second. No, the Russian goes through to the lead. A good start also by Badoer. Will try and sweep around the outside. The Italian up into second place. The team drivers from pressure go 1 and 2. Brando Badoer has spun. Badoer is out. Can you believe it? An incredible start by the young boy from northern Italy. He went for the lead around the outside. Remember, he came from the third row of the grid. He made a brilliant start. Almost took the lead, but went round at the hairpin in front of the pits. Nikita Bedrin, the racing Russian. What an awesome start by Nikita. He leads this opening lap. He himself started on the second row of the grid. They come across the line, and we'll check the order. Bedrin is, of course, the leader. Alfio Spina, the young Italian, runs in second spot. Watch out for Alfio as you watch Bedrin on screen. Spina from Sicily and southern Italy. He has already won at this circuit this year. The Margucci Trophy, the Winter Cup. He won the WSK Champions Cup. Alfio Spina means business, and he closes in on the back of the Russian. Pasovic, Connor Zilic from the USA in P4. We go back to 2011 when Logan Sargent became the first and only American ever to win the Mini Rok International Final. Can Connor Zilic emulate his Floridian countryman? We will find out in 10.5 laps time. Spinner has been forced back to P4. Zilic up into second spot. If I'm not mistaken, also a good start by Jimenez, Barbieri, Nikita Johnson, Luca Mars. We've got 3 Americans inside the top 10. Zilic, the American, runs in second spot. There's the order for you on the left of your screen. Spinner, he will fight back. Will he do it immediately, or will he wait? He's a very clever young racing driver, this young Sicilian, in 6.29. He follows the American, but the racing Russian, Nikita Bedrin, is starting to skip away. Zilic in second spot. Spinner, Pasovic, down through the chicane. You watch Spinner on screen. This kid is a star, racing almost every weekend of the year. Is the young Sicilian. Runs in P3. The American Connor Zilic is up the inside. Goes Pasovic. Puts Spinner back to fourth. He will respond. He does so immediately and says, move over, I'm coming through. Oh, Pasovic did not like that. The arm in the air, the stewards would have seen it, but that's as hard as it gets. In the Mini Rok Final for 2017. Spinner immediately finds himself back on the podium, but he immediately finds himself under tremendous pressure as well. Alessandro Genovese from north of Venice here in northern Italy, now up into 4th spot. The Russian leads the American, then the 2 Italians, the 3 Italians in fact, because Jacopo Jimenez is also there as you look at the racing Russian on screen. As he starts his 4th lap, Nikita Bedrin from Zilic. Spina, Pasevic, Cenedese. Good start also by the Irishman. Alex Dunn has just got past Nikita Johnson in position number 11. There's Cenedese running in P4, 5.25 as they come across the line to complete lap number 4. The order, Bedrin, Zilic, Spina, Pasevic, Cenedese, Crocolino, Filippo now up into P6, Luca Mars. Alex Dunn, the Irishman, runs in P8. Jacopo Jimenez and Nikita Johnson rounds out the 10. Spina off the podium at the moment, it would seem, but forces his way back past. Cenedese out in the grass, loses a ton of time and gets dirt on those Bridgestone tyres. This is the end of lap number 5 and the race is about to come alive. The race leader, Nikita Bedrin, for 0.8 of a second over the American Connor Zilic into the far part of the circuit. There is the American coming under attack now from Pasevic. Spinner goes through. Well, it's the Russian versus the driver from the USA. It's the Cold War reignited. With that, let's hand over to our co-commentator from the Rok Cup USA Series, Xander Clements from the USA. Xander, Connor from the USA runs in P2. Can he catch the Russian?
Unfortunately, Ian, Connor Zilic just got past. Karol Paszewicz has been the driver on the move. Last time by, he was the quickest in Sector 1, and now he is starting to climb his way forward as he tries to run down Nikita Bedrin. The 2 energy drivers are 2nd and 3rd. Connor Zilic had a phenomenal start. However, I'm not sure if he'll be able to get any higher. One driver on the move who just made up a few more spots last time, American Luca Mars in the 586. He and Paszewicz have both been coming in late and consistently quicker or even with race leader Nikita Bedrin. The problem, time is running out. 6 laps here so far, 6 completed of the 12. We're at the halfway point, and Nikita Bedrin, the flying Russian, is showing the way. However, that time by, Karol Paszewicz, using the draft, is closing up a little bit. He at least slingshotted by Connor Zilic over in Sector 1. Now Zilic is following him forward. They were nearly 0.2 of a second faster than Nikita Bedrin. That time by through the first sector. They look even better here in Sector 2. Luca Mars under heavy fire for the 4th spot after just taking it away from, I believe, Filippo Crocolino. However, Crocolino able to take that back, and Mars and Crocolino back and forth. It is going to be a 3-kart fight for the top spots. The Italians have been up front for the majority of the Mini Rok categories heat races, but it is a Russian, a Polish driver, and an American up front. Crocolino P4 for the first for the Italians. Then it is another American, Luca Mars in the 5th spot. The other driver we have from the USA, Nikita Johnson, who's been strong. He's a little farther down in 11th. Then the Aussie, James Wharton, coming through the field. I mentioned it. He started just barely inside the top 20, I believe. And Wharton making his way forward from row number 7, now into the 10th position and climbing. On your screen, though, the drivers we're focusing on are slowly rubber banding together, especially because of the efforts of the driver in the middle. Karol Paszewicz was 0.2 quicker once again in Sector 1 than Nikita Bedrin. Connor Zilic about 0.1 of a second quicker than Bedrin and still following as he seems to be one of the better drivers in the final sector of the racetrack. In fact, Zilic just set the quickest Sector 3 time of the entire session. 8 laps complete, 4 laps to go, and our top 3 are separated by 0.4 of a second. Nikita Bedrin, after getting a fantastic start and pulling away, is about to come under heavy fire from Karol Paszewicz and American Connor Zilic. Can Zilic make history as the 2nd ever American to win a Mini Rok International Final, joining the like of Logan Sargent, a world champion in the junior category as well? That said, there is still history to be made if Nikita Bedrin can come away with the win. The first ever Russian to come away with a Rok Cup International Final title. And then, of course, the Polish pilot Karol Paszczewicz, who has been up front in all of his heat races. Unfortunately, his countryman Piotr Protasiewicz is not there with them. He's not been able to help as they go through the first sector of the racetrack. A big run was in the making for Karol Paszczewicz. They head over to turn number 4. He's not been able to capitalize yet, and now Nikita Bedrin getting desperate. He starts to use the runoff over in turn 4. Out of turn number 5, 3.5 laps to go. Nikita Bedrin, Karol Paszczewicz, Connor Zilisch, your top 3. You could throw a blanket over them. They are all together down here into the left-right sector of the racetrack. At the end of sector 2, through the chicane, over to the final few hairpins. This time by, it will be just 3 laps remaining. And while Karol Paszczewicz ran down your leader, Nikita Bedrin, and brought his teammate Connor Zilisch with him, they have not made any attempts yet at the lead. You just saw Paszczewicz tap his helmet, signal to Zilisch to push him forward and hopefully try to get by Nikita Bedrin. Through the first sector, Bedrin tries to defend. Here comes Paszczewicz looking to the inside. Karol Paszczewicz to the lead. Connor Zilisch will follow into second. 2.5 laps to go, and Karol Paszczewicz leads for the first time in the final. Nikita Bedrin had a great start, got away from the field, but now the Russian has fallen from first to third. And depending on how hard they battle, the drivers behind them, Filippo Cracolino and Luca Mars, are matching the pace of the top 3. If they really begin to shuffle, we could see 4th and 5th get into the mix. Regardless, this time by, it is 2 laps to go for Karol Paszczewicz. The Polish driver has a cart-length cushion to Connor Zilisch, but the draft in the Mini Rok category will keep them all tied together. Just 2 laps remaining. Karol Paszczewicz, your leader. Connor Zilisch in second. Nikita Bedrin in third. Poland, United States of America, and then Russia. 1, 2, 3. Italy, P4, and the USA in P5. Here comes Zilisch to the inside. Connor Zilisch to the lead. Here comes Bedrin. They make contact. Zilisch gets knocked off the racetrack. He'll drop to third. Nikita Bedrin back to the stop spot. The Russian leads the way here through sector 2. Karol Paszczewicz back into the second position. Here comes Filippo Cracolino. Here comes Luca Mars as they go into the back hairpins. Paszczewicz tries the bottom. They go side by side with Bedrin. Bedrin still on the inside. Zilisch throws it in. He'll take second away. Bedrin now will defend. Zilisch finds a hole. He gets through, and there goes Paszczewicz on by. Karol Paszczewicz wins in Mini Rok. Karol Paszczewicz on the final corner. Connor Zilisch found a hole, tried to go for the last lap, last corner maneuver, and Paszczewicz crosses over both of them and takes the international final victory in the Mini Rok category. Nikita Bedrin, a hard-fought third-place finish. Connor Zilisch almost able to recreate history as the second ever American to win the Mini Rok International Final. But Karol Paszczewicz with a stunner in the final corner, going from third to first. Karol Paszczewicz, your Rok Cup International Final Mini Rok champion. The Polish driver puts Poland P1. Connor Zilisch, a great representation, the highest finishing American here this weekend. He comes away with a hard-fought second, almost getting the taste of victory, getting to the lead for maybe a split second in that final corner. Nikita Bedrin ended up third. Filippo Cracolino puts Italy in the top 5 with a 4th. And Luca Mars had a drive through the field after getting shuffled backwards off the start. A solid run for that American as well, with the United States taking 2 of the top 5 positions. Alex Dunn, the Irishman, ends up 6th. 7th went to Martinius Stenzorn. 8th to James Wharton. 9th to Piotr Protasiewicz. And 10th to Andrea Barbieri, the Italian. What a drive and what a win. Connor Zilisch ending second, but Karol Paszczewicz here, your top finisher, your winner in the final corner of the Mini Rok Final. You can see on your screen here, Connor Zilisch getting quite a bit of congratulations here. The American drivers did not have the best of luck in the finals here. Braden Eves in the senior rock category, unfortunately, just was not able to get high enough. And in the junior division, both of the American drivers in the A final, Jace Denmark Gessel and Tyler Gonzalez, were taken out in the opening corner. But Connor Zilisch puts the stars in bars. P2, Luca Mars ending P5. Nikita Johnson, the other American driver near the front of the field, he ended 11th. And then moving beyond Johnson, we'll find Alfio Spina, another Italian, in 12th. Miran Solotov in 13th. Timoteus Kacharzik ending 14th. Andrea Filafero rounding out the top 15. But what a final lap. Karol Paszewicz, P1, a last lap, last corner maneuver to take the win in the Mini Rok International Final. 162 entries, and Karol Paszewicz tops them all. Ian, that was a simply amazing ending to the weekend here at the South Garda karting circuit. We've still got a lot for our Rok drivers here in the paddock. Of course, the celebratory end of weekend party will be happening tonight in the big Rok Cup tent over at the far end of the facility. For those of you watching, of course, we appreciate you tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the live broadcast here on RokCup.com. We saw some great racing today. We got to see some great racing really all week, but I'm not sure anything better capped off the weekend than 3 karts all changing positions in the final corner, Ian.
As ever, that was spectacular. Karol Paszewicz from Poland on the final corner, the final few meters over the boy from the USA, Connor Zilisch, and Nikita Bedrin, who led most of the early race. The Russian again on the podium comes home in P3. That's the end of the day. That's the end of the racing, but it's not the end of the event. In around half an hour, we'll get underway with the official podium presentations, the official Rok Cup after party, but it is the end of our live broadcast. Thank you, everyone, for watching on behalf of all the team at the Rok Cup, our official sponsors and partners, Bridgestone Motorsport and OMP. We say goodbye from South Garda Karting for now. For those of you still at the track, we will see you 6 o'clock. La premiazione, facciamo la premiazione stasera alle ore di 18. And the after party ufficiale, we'll see you at the official podium presentation and the Rok Cup after party here at South Garda Karting in 2017. From South Garda Karting to everyone watching live all around the world, grazie a tutti, ci vediamo l'anno prossimo. For everyone else, ci vediamo alla after party stasera.